We were chastised for nothing.
Oh my God. All right. So for part two of the show, this is the American Rebellion.
Shut up, man.
Matt found Jimmy Hoffa. Nick was quiet. Matt, how you doing?
I'm not sure. Is anybody hearing me yet?
Well, there's says it's got three on here.
I can hear you.
Oh
All
God.
right. Well, like I said, all is fairly well, fair to Midland. You know, I'm holding my own, and a little bit of everybody else's. You know, what can I tell you?
Can't believe I did the first part of the show. You weren't even alive. All right. Well, Jimmy Collins is here first. So how you doing, Jimmy? Okay. Well, oh, this doesn't bode well for the rest of the night. I can tell you that. Let's see. We will have phone calls tonight if any.
Oh, it might be an momentous occasion for you, Jerry.
Was
I will let on a little later after we get all kinds of this, that, and what the others. You know what I mean?
okay? All right. Whatever. Uh, have I won the lottery? I thought it was Friday all day today. Couldn't figure out why town was so crowded. And here we are, Saturday. Okay. Yeah, anyway, we have phone calls 352-325-1381. If you want to call in and make fun of Matt, that'll be fine. Or Nick. Either way is good. We're all good. Just not me.
Any cryptid stories, paranormal shit, supernatural things, etc.
Kevin Bearden's got some weird shit, he says. And that is exceedingly surprising from Kevin Bearden. Okay, so I'm doing this because I forgot when I paid my.
I got some weird shit too, but take like one hit off of it. This weird shit.
Right. Okay. Max is here. Greetings, members of the Matt and his Plastic Drums fan club. Just on a side note, sell the plastic drums and buy a computer. LOL. You really should buy a computer, man. You really should buy a computer.
Well, I had to do some maintenance because the fucker fell over yesterday. It fell over.
Oh my God.
You were beating it too hard. Yeah. See the there's four legs, right? Two of them I got up on this carpet, and two of them were down on the floor, the outside ones.
Well, there's your
But
problem.
yeah, the two middle ones are too fucking high up. The ones on the floor, it's like an inch and a half probably higher on the carpet. So they weren't really making. It was balancing on two instead of four. So I had to cut a couple pieces of board up to put them under the outside ones that aren't on the carpet. So I've solved the problem. You know what I mean? Didn't just move them over to get the other legs off the damn carpet. Well, I actually want them on the carpet so they don't slide. The other ones are on we had the back room. The It was carpet. We had it ripped down. Had the slab. It's just a slab. We had it surfaced and painted. It's like you know what I mean. It's like just cement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, with carpet to an extent.
No, no, no. There's no carpet whatsoever. It's torn out all the way. Costs like fucking I don't know, outrageous. It's like chocolate brown. I mean, they textured it and you know, kind of, you know, of course, it had to be done for some fucking reason. You know.
So we're talking about drums that's halfway on carpet and halfway not. Why?
Yeah. So I said I cut a half inch. I got it on a risers, but I cut to compensate for the thickness of the carpet. I cut two pieces of wood, like a half inch, to stick under the two outside legs. It up. You know what I mean? You're not following me here.
No, you're not following. Lay some more carpet or pull up some carpet. Because the drums
Well, I
are not
think I've got it covered.
They're on
already,
two
okay.
different textures.
Well, there are two different heights was the problem, basically. But now we got it solved, all right?
Yeah.
Let's move along.
Well, why is half of it on carpet and half of it's not? That's my point.
The carpet don't reach all the way across, all right?
Oh, you ran out of money?
It was a remnant. It was a remnant I had up in my rafters in the garage that I was like, oh, this is like about 5 foot by 4 foot. I'm like, this is a perfect piece of shit to put in there. You know what I mean? So that's what I used.
Oh, God.
Super glue. Really?
All right. Well, this has been.
Well, at least it didn't break anything. It's still everything works. You know what I mean? So I'm like, it knocked a couple things out of whack. I had to readjust and, you know, to get back to my Keith Moon mode, you know, but, you know.
Yeah. Now you got to get a real drummer to see if it works right.
I'll tell you what, I was thought I kicked ass this afternoon, my afternoon session. I was like, damn, that's pretty. I've recorded a couple, and like I don't know how to erase them, but you can play it back. You know what I mean? Well, I don't want to listen to it, you know, more than once. I just want to hear it, you know. But well, you know, like looking at it that way, you know. Well, all right. Well, you're not going to hear any music. You're just going to hear the drums. It doesn't play back the whole fucking thing.
You know, I went to many concerts and they have a drum solo. There's nothing else in the set, just drums. You know,
it's like you can go on YouTube and look up any drummer and get like an isolated drum track from any song you like. It doesn't. You can hear it bleeds in, the song bleeds in the background, but all you hear is the drums. And by itself, it's not really that impressive. I mean, it sounds good, but without the whole thing, it's not as good as the whole thing. You know what I mean? You know.
Well, no, that's why drummers come up with their own solo, that it doesn't have a song title. That's what I'm saying.
Look at this fucker. This expert over here is telling me what to do. Doesn't know one hand be a drumstick from the other, except for like a turkey leg.
Oh, I couldn't carry a tune in my pocket, but I've seen enough concerts to where there's solos and there's nobody else on the stage but the drum. And there's no other music playing. And he has to prove himself.
What's your point? What is your point?
I just told you my point.
All right, yeah, that's fine, but I mean, you know, when you're at playing some gig somewhere, everybody's all fucking liquored up and high and oohing it up. You know, they want you to do that, but it's out of context just by itself.
turn, Jerry.
This guy over here. What the fuck?
I don't know, but we're almost 12 minutes in, and we've talked about drums a lot. So I was just waiting for the weird shit.
Yeah, I've been to concerts where
We're gonna continue. So
the drum techs will come out for a sound check and rip it up pretty good themselves.
That too. But the drums didn't fall over. When you have triple drums, you have to fix that.
Well, see, I kind of knocked him over, but because my bass drum stand was walking away from me, and it was like ending up like 6 inches away from me by the end of the song, where I could hardly reach it for it. So I was over there trying to fuck with that. I did a lot of shit. They got spikes on them, but you can't put that in a concrete floor. So I laid a little lath strip down there, glued it down there with adhesive, and I was, screwing the spikes into it. And I guess I bumped the fucker and knocked it backwards, knocked everything over. Then I found out it wasn't. It was only sitting on 2 legs. But never mind. That's fucking here nor there.
Yeah, but you sure explained it.
Yeah, is carpet that expensive to just finish it? That's my point. Fill the void, man. Fill the void.
I gotta go, guys. I'll see you later.
Okay.
You gotta go knock over some drums or something,
Oh,
or lay some carpet.
That's funny. I think he's mad at us. You made fun of him. No, he's still here.
You started it, man.
It was kind of funny. David Dovey.
I'm gonna take pictures, and I'll show you this situation and my problem solving. I'll show you.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds good. Take
All
them
right.
before and after. Like before you laid the rest of the carpet and after you laid the rest of the carpet and leveled the drum. That'd be great.
Picture this. It was a piece of carpet just to set them on, but it didn't fit all the way. Then I do have a lot more, but I didn't want to. Never mind.
You got a carpet cutter and some glue?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Well, okay. Let's say I'm kind of Mickey Mouse a little bit, but let's leave it at that.
Good.
Oh, I have this 3M spray adhesive that sticks like fucking gorilla snot.
That's
you
some good
couldn't
shit.
believe.
So I know what you're talking about. That's some good shit.
$12 a can. It better be good. How much that shit costs?
Yeah, I got 2 of them. And
well, you're rich.
It only takes a fucking squirt too. I mean, you could probably put a battleship together, 1 can of that shit.
Probably so. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Well, I hope that your drum situation only gets better. Robert Wood is here. David Novi. Robert Wood says, hi, Jerry, Nikki, David, and of course the future drummer of the world. Anita's here. Max is here. I believe Jimmy Collins is still here, although he may be asleep now from all this riveting video he's watching. Probably just put him right out. Hopefully everyone here is drinking. And by the way, guys, if Larry Burns from Canada comes on here, please remind me to ask him about his father. I completely forgot last night, and that's fucked up. His father got rushed to the hospital. I thought it was a stroke or something. So I would like to know. Should try to glue your sticks to the plastic drums from Max. Max is really heavy on the plastic drums tonight. You should hear some of the stuff he's saying. Jimmy Collins is drinking and eating. Ah.
Well, I did buy a pair of gloves at Home Depot because of my bad finger. So,
Why?
we have, because my bad finger,
You're playing the drums.
never mind that I cut it in half, and but I had a tendon reconstruction on the same finger. It doesn't take the shock well, so I have to wear a glove on it.
So you gotta wear a glove to play the drums?
It's painful.
Are you like the Michael Jackson of the drummer world?
No, actually, I wear a pair.
I see. You wear a pair of work gloves
It's not that
to play the
uncommon.
drums. Okay.
Actually, they're Milwaukee demolition gloves. They're pretty heavy duty, and they were $30 fucking.
Yeah.
But they were like somebody had pulled them apart and tried them on and shit. And we have our friend, the Mendoza one, works at the Home Depot, and I couldn't find her because I was looking for the display, and I asked a couple people, they're like, "Oh, they're over there." I couldn't find the whole display with the same kind on there. She goes, "Why didn't you come and find me?" I was like, "Oh, you weren't working that day." She goes, "I'd have given it to you for like half price since they were like, used or they ripped the fucking the cardboard label that they hang on the rack with. It was ripped up, but I said, fuck it, I'll just buy them anyways."
Man.
No, you'd have worked her out for a caper is what you'd have done, man. You'd have got her free at that point.
I could have just put them on and walked out.
That's what I'm saying.
Matt in his
The
drumming
package was
gloves.
open.
He wears drumming gloves.
Hey, Frank Beard from ZZ Top wears gloves, all right? Give me a break.
You ain't in ZZ Top, though. That's the problem. Matt's wearing welding gloves to drum.
He spent $30
Oh, Lord.
on these gloves and was too cheap to lay a strip of carpet to stop the drums from falling over. Seriously, man. Come on.
I think I got it handled now.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Very good.
Okay.
Very happy to hear it,
Okay.
Matt. We're now 20 minutes in and we're still on the drums, but the gloves have been added.
We're beating the shit out of those drums, ain't we?
Yeah, one way or the other.
And of course, the Milwaukee tools and all that shit are red and black, so they're kind of flashy. I like them.
Right. Work gloves, that's what they should be. I wear weld gloves too to do yard work. No chance of a break. Are we sticking with it? Apparently. There's always one more thing to say about the drums. You know that, Max. And of course, the flashy welding gloves from Milwaukee. I have a Milwaukee Sawzall. It's pretty good.
Demolition gloves, they're not welding gloves.
Yeah, close enough.
That's why you knock down the drums. You're demolishing the drums.
Actually, I put these on. I'm like, God, they got these heavy rubber strips down the backs of the fingers and on the knuckles. I'm like, you could beat the fuck out of somebody with these things on.
Well, yeah, that's why they're demolition gloves, so shit falls on your fingers and hopefully they don't crush your fingers.
So, anyways, Jerry, let's move along. How many people are watching now? Because I want to tell you that you can get a Ouija board app on your phone.
This is what was going to make my life better, is what you're talking about? Is this what you were talking about?
Well, maybe not better for you, but, you know, if you're on the computer now, you could, like, check it out and, like, Ouija it up for everybody and get possessed, and then we'll all laugh our asses off.
Let me see. I just paid for this phone too.
But I won't be asking no questions because I don't want to wavering through the Ethernet to get to my ass.
How you spell Ouija? O-I-G-I-E?
Ouija.
O-U-I-J-A. Oh, yeah, that looks exactly right. Oh, shit, they must have it. Let's see.
Nick, me and you better hang up right now or get Yolanda to, oh Lord,
You don't want her to come
perform
on
the sign of the
Ouija
cross over you before you listen to this shit.
You don't want her to come and talk about the Ouija board.
Yeah, they
Lord.
got, let's see. One is a 4-star with in-app purchases, which probably have to buy something to make it work.
I think one is called the Spirit Board or something. I think that's a free one. I don't know. One dude was saying he used it and it scared the shit out of him.
Okay. Well, there's two that say, well, we'll try this one, I guess. There's a 3D Spirit Board, but that's only got 3 stars. This one has 4. It's been 22,000 people downloaded.
Oh, so you don't get as many demons coming out of it as the other ones.
No, there's in-app purchases, so we got to see if this will even work.
There got to be a free one. I don't buy no fucking apps.
My wife just heard you, Matt. So if her phone goes haywire, it's your fault for giving her the idea of downloading the Ouija board. That's from Robert Wood. I don't blame you, Robert. I don't blame you. Don't mess with no portal boards.
Nah, I didn't recommend it for anybody.
It's a fucking app on my goddamn phone. That's what it is. Hold on. I don't know if you can see it. See?
That might even be better than the regular thing because electronic, they can probably be easier because electrical currents, you know, ding dangle dongles and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, ding dangle dongles. No doubt, man. No doubt about the ding dangle dongles. Those open portals. No, they don't,
Those
Kevin.
are great.
They don't open portals. It's a kid's game that little girls use at slumber parties. Okay, that's all it is. They open portals. How old are you?
Let's we could just forget it.
Okay.
You started this, Matt.
You have to feel. Well, he's the one that always says it's a bunch of crap.
You have to prove him wrong.
It's a bunch of crap. All right. What else you got?
Well, you giving up on it, so we'll
you
move
said
along.
To forget it, so I forgot it. I mean, I don't care about this. I don't believe in this stupid shit. So there you go.
All right, just say you're afraid, and we'll leave it at that.
I'm not afraid. I don't believe in this stupid shit. It's not a portal to the devil, and it's not any of that. It's just a kid's game.
All right, Nick. Sounds like he doth protest too much.
Yeah, that's what it is. Absolutely, Matt. That's what it is. Oh, boy.
All right, I told you guys about the Ogo Pogo.
Yeah.
Which is a cryptid in British Columbia, akin to the Lake Champlain and the Loch Ness Monster along the same lines. That has been making news lately, being cited often recently in British Columbia. Lake Kanoska or something like that. He's got possessed already.
Jerry dabbling in voodoo. No, it's a Ouija board. It's a kid's game, guys. Come on. He might have to start singing. Don't get Matt started. All right. So, what about the Ooga Booga? Tell me about that.
Well, you're always touting all these stories. We find deep sea creatures we've never have no idea what they are that they find now and then, and then yet you won't believe in, like, the Loch Ness Monster and whatnots, that are deep water fucking creatures and that are seen and have never been documented, but it's the same thing, really.
I have never said I don't believe. I said there's a possibility. What is it, an Ogo Pogo? I got it right here on my cryptid fandom page. Is it Ogo Pogo?
Damn, Jerry's turned into a cryptid fan now.
Let's see if there's a picture. Yeah, I get the feeling. It's a lake monster, first sighting 1926, last sighting 2011, country Canada. Habitat, Lake Okanagan, Okanagan, Okanagan. No real picture. There's one of those ones like the Loch Ness Monster where it's just kind of floating over the top of the water, but you really can't tell what it is. The first sighting was at the Okanagan.
Well, I did some more research on the. Well, go ahead. Read on.
First sighting 1926 claims to have occurred at the Okanagan Mission Beach. This event was supposedly witnessed by about 30 cars of people who all claimed to have seen the same thing. 68, Art Folden filmed what was claimed to be footage of the alleged creature, showing a large wake moving across the water. Computer analysis of the footage concluded it was a solid three-dimensional object. 2011, a cell phone video captured two dark shapes in the water.
Are we keeping you up?
Yes, you are. It was the whole carpet and drum and welding glove conversation. Suggested explanation is the video shows two logs I guess that's possible, but um, let's see. He's been
Well,
seen
I
by.
would posit this to you about these sightings. What did you say? The first one was 1926.
Yes.
There would have been no motivation for anybody. There would have been no motivation for anybody to espouse that they've seen this thing. They're not going to get on TV. They're not going to get famous. They're not going to gain anything from it. So why would anybody do it back then? Because it's not going to gain them anything.
There's a myth that in the middle of the lake there is a cave, and that's where the Ogopogo lives. Apparently, the First Nation people have seen it and believe in it. Let's see. Two scientists have agreed to analyze the remains of a mysterious-looking specimen found along the shore of the lake. A tissue sample was sent to a researcher in Ontario for DNA testing, and the carcass itself will be examined by scientists in Alberta. The remains were found 2 weeks ago, whenever that was, by a resident, Dan Popoff.
Which is
Let's see.
they're going to send it to Alamogordo.
He's still got the carcass, which measures more than a meter long, in his freezer at home. Says he's very interested in finding out what it is.
A meter? The whole thing is a meter?
Well, I guess like it's a baby or something. I don't know. Doesn't really have a picture of the carcass. Is my problem here. I'm looking, but I don't see nothing. So, but yeah.
Remember the last week I was telling you about the thylacines that escaped out of the New York that somebody had tried to buy, a mating pair of the Tasmanian tigers.
Yeah.
I just saw that they believe that was where the New Jersey Devil myth came from. That those were actually those are their offsprings or whatever. Hell, it's got to be true. They named a hockey team after him.
Who?
New Jersey Devils, NHL.
Is that what they're named after? Okay. All right. I didn't know that.
Tasmanian Devils, maybe?
I don't watch hockey, so I don't know.
Tasmanian Tiger. Tasmanian Tiger. It's a different. Come on, Okie from Muskogee. Get up to speed here, will you?
You never heard of a Tasmanian Devil? A devil?
Yes, the Tasmanian Devil is a smaller marsupial fucking thing. It's not the same fucking thing.
But how do we know what the hockey team named themselves after?
I just told you. They were wreaking havoc because it was an unknown animal to this country that had escaped and had matriculated down to Florida and Louisiana and who knows where the fuck ever, and probably are thriving, eating pythons and shit in Florida and whatever, I don't know.
Well,
in Louisiana, fucking crawfish or
They
something.
probably got eaten. probably extinct down here.
Well, look up a picture of them. They're. I bet they could survive any place.
That's what every other life form thought in Louisiana. They're not surviving. They're getting put on the table.
Why do I bother? Have you ever had a Tasmanian tiger for Sunday dinner? I guess they could be thriving.
Not yet, but I've never heard of that either.
Well, what a surprise. That means it doesn't exist just because you never heard of it.
Well, somebody would have reported it here in Louisiana, because I do live here. Just saying. We also have albino squirrels and black squirrels, and, gray squirrels, and we call them fox squirrels, all that kind of shit. People see something strange, they're going after it. Believe me, groups of hunters will go after the strange animal. Somebody's gonna kill it.
Well, that doesn't
figure out
mean you're gonna find it. You told us, like you accepted the fact that there are some sorts of pumas down there, but you've never seen one, so it's the same deal.
No, I've heard them. I haven't seen them. I've heard them.
All right, so you're proving my point.
Well, good
Well,
news. Eric's cat came home.
Like?
Eric's cat came home. That seems like a good thing. Anyway, you want to read about the Loch Ness Monster?
Well, that's fairly been hashed to death. I mean, everybody knows the Loch Ness Monster. They've tried to find it, have no conclusive proof one way or the other. Bling danger dinger, you know what I mean, and whatnot. Well, tell us what you got.
Well, this one said, let's see. It said it was confirmed. I don't know what confirmed is. What it doesn't seem to be.
Well, I've heard both sides of the coin, that there's not enough there's not enough fish life in there to support it, but they have all kinds of fish that will come up in there at different times of the year, blah blah, sturgeon, fucking sea bass, all kinds of shit will enter the loch at different times. They're not there all the time, but doesn't mean that thing's there all the time either. It might follow them and whatever, you know what I mean?
Well, I don't see where it says. Apparently, there's the famous picture from the surgeon. Apparently, that is widely considered a hoax, and that is the I think it's the black and white photo with the head sticking up, or something that looks like the head sticking up. It is famous. Everyone has seen it.
Yeah, that appears to be probably fake, because why would this sea creature swim around with his fucking head way up in the air just for everybody to see it, or what? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Well, if it is real, it's been around it started in the 30s, okay? And they still haven't caught the damn thing. Maybe it just isn't afraid anymore because he knows humans are stupid. That's probably what it is.
And that is his medium, the fucking water. If he doesn't want to be caught by a creature that is not natural habitat in water, he's not going to be caught. You know, it's like a fucking porpoise or dolphin or a seal can swim like 30 fucking miles an hour. You ain't going to catch them if you're not like Aquaman or something.
You're not going to catch him unless you're Aquaman? Okay.
You know, yeah, unless you're underwater with like a fucking 750 fucking whatever the Navy SEALs, you know, covertly swim underwater with at 30 miles an hour. You're going to catch one of these fuckers if they don't want to be caught.
The animals, they can't outrun the sonar or whatever they've been running over Loch Ness like every fucking 2 years.
Why not? They could hear a boat coming from fucking miles away and get the fuck out.
Well, I don't know how well explored.
The same with Bigfoot. You can't find them unless you're ready to go down, live in a fucking hole in the dirt and get, you know, just go naked and put mud all over yourself like in Predator and sit there for fucking months at a time. You're never going to see one of them fucking things.
Hell, as alert as a deer is, you think they can hear a car.
Nick, when you go on,
well, sometimes that's the herd mentality. They just follow. You know, maybe the first two got across the road, and the third one gets fucking splattered. You know what I mean?
Hey Nick,
they need to learn.
I suspect this Bigfoot hunt is going to be. Oh shit! I forgot my microphone. Nick, I suspect this Bigfoot hunt is going to be fun for you. Being naked with mud all over you.
Why would that be?
Well, you're going to be naked with mud all over you, sitting in a hole for months.
Suit on. I'll go hunting. You know, I might get a deer at that point. Fine. Fuck Bigfoot. I might finally kill a deer.
Alan McMillan wants to know if there's more than one Bigfoot. Is it big feet? Yes, it is, Alan. Yes, it is. Hey, David Callaghan, how you doing? Maybe related to beavers, some kind of underwater cave type trip, maybe. I don't know. Nessie's elusive as Bigfoot. Supposedly, yes. I watched a documentary on it. It's a few years ago. Guy got the boat, got the little sonar thing that you put that travels behind the boat, and they mapped the loch or the lake or whatever it is. On the loch, I guess. And then they found some interesting things, but they didn't.
Well, that's what loch means. It's a lake.
Yeah, but a lock is something where you can let things in and out of. I mean, like the Panama Canal has locks.
In America, loch in like the Scottish language means lake. The same thing they call cows coos.
Oh, them Scottish ain't too bright, are they? They speak worse English than the English do. Anyway, beavers with big feet sounds like the name of a porno. Yeah. I told you what Bigfoot is. What is Bigfoot, Kevin? Because I don't really remember. Matt and Nick are going on a Bigfoot expedition where apparently they'll both be naked, covered in mud, and sitting in a hole for months on end in the middle of the woods. I'm sure that'll go well. I'll be home. I'll be like computer support or something. You know.
No, I might have to go on. I might have to go solo, do a lerp because you guys are like, you got the heart for it.
Yeah. Well, being used as bait kind of
We
made
can
me
send him a snake, man.
feel like you didn't have my best
Yeah.
interests at heart, Matt.
Well, it might be more expeditious that way, but I got to do what I got to do.
Okay. Max wants to know if you're going to bring your plastic drums, and he also says lock means landlocked. All right, because like the Panama Canal has locks where they let water in and out so that ships can get through and be risen up and brought back down again.
You're gonna explain it to us now. Do you understand what a lock is, Jerry? You're gonna tell us. I want to hear this. Yeah. I know what a lock is in the conventional, like transporting from one body of water to another. I know what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. Here and in the Panama, apparently. Of course, we did build the Panama Canal, so maybe that's why. I don't know.
Well, they have them on the Great Lakes as well.
Loch Ness is like Lake Michigan. Bigfoots are special forces soldiers training in ghillie suits. Yeah, okay. I used to have a ghillie suit. That's not true. So Tom Berenger was Bigfoot. Yes, he was, Eric. He was. I've seen plenty of guys in ghillie suits. None of them look like Bigfoot.
Who says that was a Bigfoot? I never said that. It wasn't my words.
Okay, I don't have to take a look at the photos. I know what a ghillie suit is, Kevin. I used to own one. There just wasn't a lot of use for it out here in civilian world, so I got rid of it.
We just don't have very many, 8-foot humans running around supposedly in ghillie suits.
Yeah.
So I got this to say.
8-10 foot tall people are hard to come by there, Kevin, unless they, you go into the NBA or something. I don't know. They get snatched up pretty quick no matter where they are by the NBA.
Well, Patterson and Gimlin ran across one back in 1957.
Patterson and Gimlin again. Okay, well, there's different kinds of ghillie suits, some for the jungle, some for the snow. Yes, I'm aware of that. Also, I had the jungle one because I refused to go to war in the snow. A lock and a lock, LOCH, are two different things from David Novi. David, it would figure that you would be the one to say that, but
yes, a lock is actually a reservoir.
Yes.
To float a boat up or take a boat down to the different level of wherever they're trying to get to. That's what a lock is.
Exactly. Exactly. Did you use your ghillie suit in Bollywood? I did not. No. Pretty much sat in a box for a long time. And I sold it. Loch is a lake. Yes, it is. Or a reservoir. Well, not a reservoir because, well, I don't know. I guess you could consider that. I don't know if you can drink out of Loch Ness, but Um, all I can tell you is that it's not a soldier in a ghillie suit. Who knows if it's real? I find it interesting not one fucking bone has ever been found ever.
I do.
Ever. Not one bone has ever been found from this animal ever. That's my problem.
I've seen the special that you saw.
That's
with
meaningless.
the sonar that went all the way through the Loch Ness area,
Yeah,
which was like the Ness Lake, I guess is what
yeah,
it amounts to.
I guess, yeah.
And I said, this boat just covered every inch and nothing seen.
They kept saying that's something
It
interesting.
wasn't there. It's not landlocked. It goes out to the sea. It can come in and out at leisure.
Well, they do say one thing I will say about sonar: it fucks up whales, it fucks up, porpoises, all that kind of shit. So maybe it knows when they're doing that and stays away from not so much the people doing it, but the actual sonar. They eat their dead, bones and all. Bigfoot do. Oh, really? Okay. Well, as riveting as this lock conversation is,
maybe they bury their dead.
Take
so
care,
you
David.
won't find one anyways.
No, they don't.
Are they pigs? Pigs will devour anything.
Here's what I know. Okay, I've never
And
seen one.
is the Loch Ness monster salt water or fresh water?
I don't know.
Or
Anita,
is it dual
is Loch
purpose?
Ness fresh or salt water or Max? I don't know. Well, if it's fed by the ocean,
Doesn't make any difference.
could be a little bit of both.
Oh,
Okay.
it makes a difference.
Yeah, it could be a little bit of both though, because it could be, go from the sea to fresher water where it makes it brackish, and then
If it's a
into fresh
mammal,
water.
it can swim in either one. It doesn't breathe the water. It breathes air.
So do whales, and so do porpoises.
Yeah. You have otters that can live in the sea, salt water or fresh water. They're mammals. They breathe air. They
Yeah,
don't
but also
have to breathe the fucking water.
it can go from salt water to fresh water. It just depends on how long, I mean, it'll be salt water, then brackish water, half salt, half fresh, and then fresh. Porpoises will live in brackish water, no problem. Okay. Sea cows will live in fresh water, and manatees, rather, in brackish water. Let's see. Oh, Frederick McMaster. Don't know who you are, but glad you're here. Loch Ness has more water than all the other lochs and lakes in the UK combined, and it is fresh water. Okay. Thank you. Not sure why we are talking about
All
this.
right, Frederick McMaster. We have a call-in number, don't we, Jerry? Do you have it scrolling or anything?
Yes, I do. Every single show is 352-325-1381. If you live in America, if you live in England, you probably don't want to make that call. It'll probably cost you a lot of money. I don't know. It's just
I don't know.
Wow, you got to find out if it's fresh water and it's fed from an underground spring. If it's fresh water and it's spread directly from the ocean, but a long ways away. I don't know enough about the Loch Ness to tell you any of this shit. So perhaps there's.
Well, I know it's cold, but I don't think that
cold.
makes any fucking difference.
Well, I mean, it's Scotland. Isn't Scotland cold a lot? I don't know. It is cold. I've seen water coming out of springs in Florida. Was it Blue Springs? It's not that far from here, actually. Where, I mean, the water in the middle of the summertime was ice freaking cold. It was great.
Well, that means it might be some sort of reptilian, or it doesn't make it. The temperature of the water. I don't know if it's a determinant factor. I don't really know.
I don't think they've actually sent a lot of divers in there. I've never seen that, and I have heard, and how true this is or not, I don't live there, but that they really haven't explored it other than with sonar. So who knows? Maybe there's a cave. There could be this. Maybe the guy lives in the spring underground, the freaking monster. I don't know. Or maybe it doesn't exist at all. How about that? I don't know. I just get tired of all
Then we'll have to
these.
categorize it with aliens.
Right. I get tired of all these pictures of all these supposed things that are all grainy and so on and so forth.
Patterson Gimlin film is not grainy for the time.
Yeah, but the picture of the Loch Ness monster that was free Scotland. Yeah, okay, that was the the most famous one with the head sticking out of the water kind of deal. I just said was um, supposedly a hoax.
I believe that picture was a hoax. That picture, I believe, was a hoax.
Okay, and why is that?
It's too like I said. Why would this thing be swimming up like Cecil the sea monster with his head sticking up out of fucking? It was just too convenient. I mean, look it's perfect. It's sticking up.
Here we
You're
go.
not gonna see shit like that.
Here we go.
I mean,
here we go. Right here. Frederick McMaster. I lived on the banks of Loch Ness as a child. There is no monster in the loch. Those seals pass through on their way to the sea. Okay. And there you go.
maybe it feeds on the seals. I mean, what, you've been diving down there with scuba and all kinds of shit your whole life? How the fuck do you know if it ain't in there?
I don't. This is Frederick McMaster who lived on the banks of the Loch Ness. I mean,
Well, I was talking to him.
Well, a lot of people know things, Matt, that we don't, because we don't live there. Are you actually living in Scotland now, Frederick? No. I was just curious. Loch Ness is connected at the southern end by the river Oich, O-I-C-H, I guess, and a section of the Caledonian Canal. At the northern end, there's Bone and Narrows, which opens out into the Loch Dachfor, which feeds the River Ness, and a further section of canal to Inverness, ultimately leading to the North Sea via the Moray Firth. I have no idea what I just read, but okay.
See, it's not landlocked. It can go out to the sea and come in back and forth any the fuck time.
Well,
so who knows if it's in there when somebody's looking for it?
Well, David Novy says yes, there are thought to be species of plesiosaurs. He's got to use the big fucking words to make me look stupid. Anyway, those things are an order or clade of extinct Mesozoic marine reptiles belonging to the... Okay, you got to start speaking English, people. First appeared in the last Triassic period, possibly in the Rhaetian stage, about 203 million years ago. Oh, so it's probably still alive. No, I'm in Hastings 1066. Hastings. Wasn't there a big battle there, like in the 1500s?
Well, come on, Jerry. Sharks are millions of years old as well, and there's still plenty of fucking sharks.
Yes, but we know sharks are real because we see them all the time. Matter of fact, my wife has Shark Week recorded on the DVR for some reason. My whole marriage, I never knew she liked sharks, but she was been watching this shit. Okay, there are underwater tunnels that connect the locks. Okay, well, there's your out, Matt. It could be real because it could be in the underwater tunnels being stealthy. Hastings, yeah, there was a. Was it in
And who's to
1066?
say they're
Oh,
not intelligent somewhat that they know when somebody's fucking around in there, so they beat feet, you know what I mean, or flippers or whatever you want to call it.
the Battle of Hastings happened in Hastings. Thank you, Kevin. Your Alabama education is really showing through. I guess was it in 1066? Is that what it was, or was it later? Anyway, I've heard of it. I don't know anything about it, but I've heard of it.
It was
It's actually
the
very,
Magna Carta was 1199, I believe.
yeah, yeah. They were vicious in battle back in the day, but that was very famous battle actually. The Battle of Hastings happened in Hastings. Thank you, Kevin. It's always it's really you're a real gem. You really are.
That's where the term "don't be hasty" came from.
No, it's not. What the hell happened to Nick? Did he quit?
It certainly is.
1066, Columbus landed in Mobile, Alabama.
He's going to look for the Tasmanian tiger.
Did he leave? Let's see. Eric Driver says $11.99 for the Magna Carta was a bargain. Yeah. Didn't they have to force the king to sign the Magna Carta? Hastings is where Grey Owl was a child. Who the hell's Grey Owl? Guys, with your freaking crazy English history, man. I don't know. Run around.
Sounds like some fucking Sioux chief. I don't know where the hell he got the England at. I don't know.
The battle took place in Battle, 6 miles from Hastings. Oh, so Hastings was like, I guess what, the biggest town or something around there at the time, or whatever it was. They did that with the American Civil War and also the Revolutionary War. In the American Civil War, they had usually for each battle they had two names for it. And Gettysburg wasn't actually fought in Gettysburg, kind of deal. So yeah, King John, yeah, they had to force him to sign the Magna Carta. Pretty cool when you can force a king to do something. I'm sure there was a lot of blood loss for that. You English people, you run over there, you steal everybody's country.
Epstein is forced a prince to do shit, so what the hell?
Yeah. Fuck's sakes, do you guys not read books? Not about English fucking history. Why would I do that? We deal with our history. You want to know about our history there, Max?
Because
we kicked your ass in 2 wars. Ha!
Because Americans think the world begins and ends with the United States. That's called Americentric, Jerry. That's why everybody else in the world hates us, because we're like self-absorbed.
I know all about English history. They lost to us in 2 wars badly. And they had to sail their little hurt asses home and never fuck with us again. And then whenever they get attacked by the Germans, save them. There you go. I don't know, 1776 and 1812, Max. And then was it 8 and 19? What is it, 18 or something? And fucking 19 in the 1940s, we had to go save your ass. Chunky fat fucking Churchill. Please come give us stuff and help us. Oh, please, America. And America said, all right, calm down, little boy, and we'll go do that for you. And we kick some ass. You ever notice who the commanding general was? Not an English guy. Matter of fact, our commanding general hated your commanding general and would have had him shot. But it didn't look good on TV. That's what happened.
because he didn't have any balls and was always on the defense.
Well, England was on a defense when we got there because they were getting the shit beat out of them. Yeah, look at the state you're in now. The exact one you're in. There, Maxie boy. Gotcha. Oh, I love that American history. I do. Bunch of shopkeepers beat the 1776 beat the most experienced, well-equipped, best-trained army in the world. With their cool little bullseye things they used to wear, so you shoot them right in the middle.
And Navy.
And Navy. That is correct. Yeah, and we bailed you out of World War I and II. There you go.
But we don't hold it against you because we speak a common language.
And much better than you also.
Pretty much, crossbred with each other over the years and, whatnot, ding dangle, you know what I mean?
Yeah, World War II, we came over there. We lived in your houses. We ate your food. We liked your girls. Then we won the war.
My dad had an English girlfriend, Margaret.
Very little help from the English.
I probably got half brothers or sisters over there.
I gotta tell you, I can't. I can't imagine living in Europe. In all seriousness, and like living in a city like London or something, and having planes flying over at night and just blowing the fuck out of buildings and all that kind of shit. I can't imagine it. And then they just got up the next day, tried to clean up shit, hopefully find some survivors, and moved on with their day.
Fuck, I wouldn't want to live over there now either.
Some places in this country I wouldn't want to live. But, that's pretty badass, I gotta say. When civilians act that way, that's pretty badass. It is. It really is. I guess you get used to anything, but damn. And their Navy back then was still pretty badass, I gotta admit. One time they ruled the world because of their Navy. Well, till they met us. I don't know what King George was thinking about. I mean, he sent a bunch of disgruntled motherfuckers over here to get rid of him, and they took it away from him. That's funny shit. It is. Think about it. Back then, the Brits had grit. Oh, there's plenty over there to still do. We just fuck with Max, that's all. Max is, for those of you who don't know, career military in the English Army. I can't remember what unit he was with, but had a 12-foot name, and I'm pretty sure the word Fusiliers or something was in there. Who the fuck knows what that is? But he was like a sergeant.
Oh yeah, how come they always got to have some grand damn like English military names? The Lancers or the Black Watch or the Grand Fusiliers and the Queen's fucking Bling Danger Black Guard Watch fucking Company or whatever. You know what I mean? Why can't it just be like your 2nd Division, 3rd Marine fucking Brigade or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean?
Well, look at Zulu Dawn and them motherfuckers. There's like 50 or 100 of them or something, and they fought off thousands. And yeah, they had guns, and the other side had spears and arrows, but they had thousands of fucking. They said the bodies outside of the little barricades and shit were stacked up as high as the barricades. I mean that.
You can't bring up the colonialism shit anymore, Jerry. That's taboo.
Yeah. Well, they caught the general who was in charge of them. If I remember the story right, and somebody will correct me if I didn't. Got caught out in the middle of the prairie in over there, kind of like Custer did when the Sioux attacked him and wiped them out. And then they came for the people at Rorke's Drift. There's like 4 or 5 Victorian crosses given out for that, and all kinds of shit. It's crazy, man. Brits use Scots as cannon fire. Well, yeah. Cannon fodder, sorry. King's Royal Hussars. The fuck is a hussar? That's where he was.
Hussar.
Well, what? Hussar? Yeah, it is AR.
I think that's a Germanic term for like a horse company or something.
He also said nobody liked, who was that again? Montgomery Clift, I think his name was. No, nobody liked. They didn't even like Montgomery. I mean, he had his function and everything, but I think he was more pissed that he wasn't in charge and Eisenhower was. No, we didn't. The Scots were also... No, they used to use the Irish for that, actually, Kevin. Yeah. And that was in, like, a long time ago. When
yeah, come on, Kevin. Didn't you watch Braveheart?
Long time ago, they used to use the Irish because the English didn't have a lot of use for them. So... Well, Max has seen his fair share of live ammunition, so we have a lot of respect for Max. We fuck with him, but we still have a lot of respect for him, so I don't care what army he's in. Just so everybody knows. We did kick his ass in 2 wars, though, and bailed him out of 2 more.
Hopefully we don't have to do either one or the other for another one.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Although, I gotta tell you, you're beating us with the infiltration problem on an exponential basis.
Yeah, but that, I don't know. Well, now, from what I understand, they want to bring in 1 million Chinese. I assume they're refugees.
What?
Yeah.
Chinese.
Maybe it's Hong Kong. Yeah, I guess Hong Kong. People from Hong Kong.
Hong Kongers.
Yeah, Hong
Kongers, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, sure. A country that's only what? How many people are in the UK? 20,
I don't know, but it's
30 million?
Yeah, it's like literally.
I mean, even as big as California. You're going to take a fucking million?
I'm not even sure.
I don't care who they are.
I'm not even sure it's as big as California. I mean, they got a lot of people there. It's just they keep bringing in so many more. And like America in many cases,
hey, Max, I'll make you a deal. I'll swap you 1 million Mexicans. I'll take 1 million chinks over here.
And we'll be kicked off now. All right. So anyway, yeah, but it's an island nation. So like America, there's people over there. They call them pensioners, or we call them retirees. Can't get the public housing or whatever they have over there because these other people are ahead of them in the queue, as they say. 70 million in the UK. All right. So that's, shit. We got, depending on where you read, we say between 320 and 350
There's 40 million in California. Okay, so you ain't that much bigger as far as population goes.
Yeah. But I think also California is a huge state too. So, but I mean, they're already bringing the Muslims in, and they're still getting in, even though I think there's some kind of moratorium about it. But they're coming across the what was that, the English Canal or something, whatever it is, from France, and I guess they're taking them in. You know, we
Would
don't
you
get.
say they should have a crematorium for them?
No, I never said that, Matt.
Oh, Matt.
We're gonna sink soon.
Okay.
You may tip over. I don't know if you heard that. We got a guy over here in politics. He's in the House of Representatives. Asked some general if putting a Marine Corps base on Guam was going to make the island tip over. What the hell's that idiot's name? Hank something.
Hank Johnson.
Hank Johnson. Yeah.
That fool.
Yeah. He actually asked I think it was an Army general. He actually asked an Army fucking general if Guam would tip over because wanted to put a Marine Corps base there. So you're about to tip over there, Max.
Yes.
That's what's going to happen.
Oh, Matt, didn't they just have an earthquake like in Los Angeles or some shit this past week? Like a 4.5 magnitude earthquake?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear about the 4.5. That wouldn't fucking scare anybody. I didn't hear nothing about it.
Really?
Well, I saw it. Yeah, 4.5 is.
Nah, that's a pussy earthquake.
But it's normal for California. But, it's the start to probably something bigger lately, or later, rather.
Well, they always say that about earthquakes. Well, like, there ain't nothing you can do about it. So why the fuck are you worried about it? Oh, the big one's coming. All right. Okay. If it's coming, it's coming. You can't stop it. What the fuck are you worried about it for?
No, I'm just saying. Did that actually happen? Because that was on the news. Yeah, that's what they reported.
I didn't hear shit about it. In L.A.?
I did hear something.
Probably felt it here. I mean, a 4.5, I'd have probably felt something.
Hey, Johnny, how you doing,
Thank
boss?
you with LA.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Johnny Rourke is here.
I mean, L.A.'s only 90 miles away. I probably felt something, but I didn't feel nothing. I haven't felt an earthquake in quite a while.
You sound like you miss it. My wife is on the goddamn radar every day.
Some of them are kind of funny, man. Some of them are kind of weird. It's like
funny earthquake.
Sometimes if there's a good sized one, it sometimes feels like if you're sitting in a chair and you had some big motherfucker picking your chair up like 3 or 4 inches in the air and drop it. That's what it feels like sometimes. But I haven't felt anything like that in a while.
San Fernando, 4.2 earthquake centered near San Fernando, rattles greater LA. What it says.
Well, see, that's kind of weird. Sometimes, even if it's close, it doesn't go the same way. It might go a different direction. So, they're kind of random as far as which way they go and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, depends on where the seismic wave goes. Who feels it?
Yeah, it could go north, south, east, west. I mean, even if you're close, you might not even feel it if it goes the opposite direction. Yeah.
David Novy said California is going to break off and become an island. Johnny Rourke is here.
Or just stay.
Was that Hank Johnson's theory? That,
same.
Yeah, like an island, and the California is like all the way up from the Earth's crust. It's not floating. You know what I mean? It's not like a floating thing, like a boat that's gonna tip the fuck over.
You'd be surprised. Most land masses are floating. That's why they separated at some point.
What? What?
Actually, he's right.
Land masses are not floating.
Actually, that's not true.
Yes, they are.
No, he's not. No, he's not right. He's not right.
Yeah, Matt, it used to be one complete, well, almost complete. All the land was together, and it broke apart at some point in history.
Yes, they split apart, but all your continents are from the Earth's crust up. There's no island that is floating. It's based in bedrock all the way down to the bottom of the Earth's core. Otherwise, it would disintegrate. It was floating.
So molten lava
disintegrate. Everything, the dirt and all the grass and the plants would just disintegrate in the water if it was fucking floating.
So you're both gonna disintegrate because it's floating?
Come on. Don't fuck with me.
I'm not fucking with you. I'm being logical here.
That's true.
You know, ships would disintegrate as soon as they got low.
Land masses go all the way down to the Earth's mantle. They're not fucking floating.
Yes, they are.
You're out of your mind. Look, David Novi, where the fuck are you here?
No, he's coming. Believe me. He's here. I promise you. Unless he drops out.
What is floating? How come it doesn't drift away and keep moving position?
Oh, there you go. That. Did you ever hear of continental drift?
That is shifting in the Earth's fucking mantle. It doesn't have nothing to do with floating.
No, it has a whole continent moving away from another. It doesn't stay landlocked
So what?
to the Earth's mantle, so it floats away.
No, it just divides and splits. It doesn't mean it's not connected to the fucking mantle. Okay. Everything is still connected to the mantle.
Actually, it says here that it doesn't.
God damn it.
It says here it doesn't. Also, islands are mostly rock, so if it didn't go all the way down, it would sink. The exception is icebergs, which do float because ice is less dense than water. Islands are the top of underground mountains.
I can't believe Jerry's backing me up here.
The base is at the bottom of the ocean. So how the fuck did all this land come about?
It spewed up from the depths of the fucking magma. That's how your continents, your mountains, tectonic plates, basic geography, bling dang dongle.
Okay. Alan McMillan says he's canceling his National Geographic subscription as soon as he gets off here. Jimmy Collins needs popcorn. Oh my God, this is like the weirdest thing.
Shit. National Geographic, don't get me started on that.
Oh Lord.
Come on, that was like the first porno mags back in the 60s.
Well, actually, that's true. That's true. Because that's the only reason kids wanted National Geographic.
All right, Nick. So we've established islands aren't floating. You sure you don't work for
If it moves away, it floated away.
It's not floating. It's shifting. I give up. I give the fuck up.
I suppose if there was an earthquake on the underwater mountain, the top of the mountain could fall off, or some sort of volcanic eruption could change it and just sink it, but at the top of the mountain. But apparently, islands are just the top of them, mountain that's underwater.
Exactly. It's the tip of the iceberg that is connected. It's like a fucking. Come on. All right. I'm done with the Hank Johnson. I just want as a AG bar as a have Guam tip over yet? Yeah.
Apparently, Guam's floating.
If war doesn't destroy us, we're overdue for an EMP. We don't need National Geographic. We have Matt from Max. Hey, Danny O's here on YouTube. How y'all doing?
Oh yeah, we can discuss electromagnetic pulse theory.
Oh shit! Dan Yo is coming to Florida.
You know, they think that is going to be the next catastrophe.
Dan Yo is Nick's. Was he your cousin, Nick? Right? Is that what he is? Or your uncle or
cousin,
aunt or something? Whatever he is.
Danielle, my brother. It's been
there goes
too
Eric's
long. I Elton John.
How y'all doing? Loading up, about to head to Florida to deliver some emergency water to restock the stores. You know, our Walmart still ain't got shit. It's crazy. Although the toilet paper aisle's full back up again, the paper towels and the damn, I'm pretty sure the water supply is pretty good. So Matt played the Hank card. Yeah. Last one was in like 1869 EMP. And just like that, Hank Johnson became a verb.
Oh. Yeah, 1869. That was from probably a meteorite or something, 1869.
Well, what exactly is an EMP? Isn't that the thing that could take out the electrical grid and, you know, make everybody not know what to do with themselves anymore?
Yeah, it's radio waves. If there was one in 1869, it was from a meteorite or something striking the Earth that would have sent out radio waves through the atmosphere. But I don't know if anybody had electronic shit in 1869. How would they fucking know it?
Well, one thing, there was something in the 1800s that happened. I don't know if it was 1869 or not, but
are you talking about the big meteor that crashed in Russia in the?
Was that it?
Kukushka, the Kukushka meteorite.
It may have been. I don't know. I've heard of that one too. I don't know if it's the same thing.
Kungushka.
Yeah, it was a huge meteorite, leveled forests, leveled houses, the whole 9 yards.
So yeah, it was equivalent of like fucking 50 Hiroshima bombs.
Yeah, literally took out thousands and thousands, millions of trees, just laid them down. Like exactly like that actually, but way bigger. Yeah. I don't know if that was.
So yeah, it changed the global weather and the atmosphere for fucking years and years.
Melted telegraph equipment
was
all
it global
across
warming
the
or
USA.
global cooling?
No, it'd be global cooling because it made an ash cloud that traveled around the world for like fucking years.
It made Al Gore an ass cloud or an ass cloud?
You just full of them tonight, ain't you?
That's what it sounded like. Just saying.
No, it is.
He's trying to get even.
I always thought
I'm agreeing with.
Okay, can these EMP deals, what the hell do you call them? Electromagnetic pulses, can they be man-made? Because I thought we were worried about that from like China or Russia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because our back in the 70s, there was a senator. I saw an article on him. and he was bitching about our electrical grid back then, saying it was very outdated, need to be updated or whatever back then. Um, I mean, I read this like a year ago, but um, nobody did nothing about it. Nobody's doing nothing about it. So my guess is that one way or the other, that somebody's
we
gonna.
already have the technology, but that would be the equivalent of like having a nuclear war, because it would shut down all computers, all records of finance, everything. It would be like the same thing as killing everybody just financially. It would ruin the fucking world economy.
Yep.
Takes out all electricity, uh, any kind of cell phones, everything. Takes it all out. Electrical grid, take it out.
Yeah, no computers, no cell phones. Half the country would be lost. And
probably all your banking records, account records would be wiped out. It'd be like catastrophic.
Yeah, like Kevin Beard just said, a sun flare can do the same thing.
yeah, okay.
So, exactly, because I have problems just listening to normal radio stations sometimes. I can't get shit.
Here too.
Because of the sun.
Yeah, we get one here, and it's in and out all the time.
It's EMPs.
Got to keep.
Yeah, it's EMPs.
Yeah.
Here comes a sun flare. Here comes a sun flare, and I say it's all right.
Well, yeah. Anyway, yeah, we got one station.
Yeah, then we're gonna have to go out in the woods and get naked and live in a fucking hole and try to catch Bigfoot. But at that time, because you're gonna have no options.
Okay, I'm not getting
naked and afraid.
I'm not getting naked and sitting in a hole for 6 months. I'm gonna sit right here. I guess I'll have to shoot us a deer or something. Think about it though. Everything's wireless.
You won't be able to watch Maury anymore.
We have wireless phones here. We got cell phones here, computers, and none of it will work. Plus your electric, and I guess you could use. I don't know if you could even use generators at that point, but how you gonna get the gas out of the ground at the gas station and fill them up with gas? So it's a thing.
You ain't driving because your car ain't gonna run.
More than likely, no. You're right, because all the electricity, all the shit in it will be fried. The computer chips and all that. The only ones going to be able to drive are them guys that rebuild them like 1937 Model Ts or some shit or another, and they'll be able to drive. I don't know. Well, they got electrical in them too, so
get you a mule.
Either that or a damn bicycle or something. I don't know. I wondered about that. Batteries will still work.
And a carrot.
I don't know. David Novy would know that. Any nuclear airburst will cause an EMP. Well, let's hope we don't have one of them. I don't know if batteries would work. I don't know. I don't know enough about this shit, so I couldn't tell you. I would.
They probably wouldn't. I mean, you mean like double A's or triple A's or something?
Yeah, well, that car
not
batteries.
Unless you had them like in a lead box or something that would shield it. Probably not.
Yeah, but even like car batteries.
Yeah, you probably have to get one of those wind-up radios, just to find news or whatever, if anybody can broadcast at that point.
Okay, so he just copied and pasted this. All right, so he says electromagnetic pulse, also sometimes called a transient electromagnetic disturbance, is a short burst of electromagnetic energy. Such a pulse's origin can be natural occurrence or man-made and can occur as a radiated electric or magnetic field or a conducted electric current depending on the source. There is no way to charge. That's good. Yeah, because you need electricity to be able to charge the battery. And I just fucked up here.
Unless you have some gasoline generated, you know, equipment. You could
But would that fuck up the spark plugs as well? I don't know.
Might fry your wires to the spark plugs. But it doesn't matter if you don't have electricity to start the damn thing and get everything working. It's not going to matter. And like me, I got an electronic transmission in mine. I have no idea why, but that's what they got. Matter of fact, I don't even have a gear shift. It's a fucking knob on the dashboard. But
there's a knob behind the wheel too.
Yeah. Melon McMillan says solar power can be used to recharge batteries. That might be true, yeah, if they're not fried. Okay, quit pushing buttons, Jerry. Yeah, my TV for some goddamn, well, it's my old TV. I'm using it as a screen, and I can't figure out how to make it not turn off after like an hour and a half. Pissing me off. Let's see, if any item is not switched on at the time of the pulse, it will work. Oh, so anything that is actually off. Okay.
And probably if it's unplugged, just because it's turned off.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, there's weirdos that when they will leave their house, they unplug everything as well. I mean, I ain't going to that fucking extreme. If it gets fried, it gets fried.
Yeah. Anything that's
well, you plug it back in, it ain't gonna work anyways. What the fuck difference is that?
Yeah. Well, you're still not gonna watch TV one way or the other. But the TV is gonna work when you get electricity back. But any electrical device that is plugged into the grid will be affected, whether it's turned off or on. I mean, it will fuck your shit up. I promise.
The only way to stop
the surge will go through the grid and just go through the wire. And I've had equipment just fry because of that shit.
Hey, we had lightning strike the ground around here somewhere, okay? And our stove burned up. The oven wouldn't hardly work.
Yeah.
It would barely get warm, and the clock was burned out. So I had the guy come out, and he tested the board. He didn't even need to test the board. The board had black spots on it from where it burned. So I had to go buy a thing for where you do that, and what it does is if that happens and you get an electrical surge, it actually turns off all the electric to the house so it doesn't wreck all your appliances.
I woke up to what sounded like Baghdad this morning because the weather was so bad and the lightning struck right behind my bedroom window. And
I woke up this morning with
David Novi says agrees with
what wine? Where the hell did I die?
David Novi agrees with Nick. Not true. EMP can destroy coils and semiconductors, plugged in or not. So we're not going to have any communications whatsoever, and my truck won't run. So I guess I'm going to just sit here and build a fire. I guess.
Correct. I don't think any vehicle would run. Any late vehicle would run because it's all computer controlled.
Yeah, like I said, I got a freaking. I know there is so much electronics on this truck. It's fucking ridiculous. But the train, even if I can get it started, the goddamn transmission is electronic, so probably ain't going nowhere. All my tools that aren't hand tools are battery operated or gas operated. My generators are gas operated, so I could have plenty of gas for like a hurricane for a week or something. But when it runs out, then you got to try to where you gonna find a gas station that can pump gas for you because all that shit's electronic.
Correct.
You're gonna need the professor from Gilligan's Island to rig something up for you. Bicycle fucking
He
crank.
will hook you up.
Yeah, something because we're all fucked. But I do have bullets and guns, so I'll be all right.
So why are you guys on this doomsday shit all of a sudden here? What
Well,
the
I think
fuck?
this is why Trump came up with his Space Force thing. So he can stop these jackasses from attacking us with these EMPs and,
Jeez, I never thought of that.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, you can
Well, you
stop
can't-
that crap.
You can't stop the natural ones, but if you could stop the morons
Continental
like North,
ballistic missiles,
like the North Korea
all
morons
that kind of
and
crap.
all that
That's
shit.
what the Space Force is going to do. They got the Iron Dome way over there to protect those. What the hell do we have?
The cone of silence?
No, that
Yeah,
Iron Dome. I
protect
gotta tell you
ourselves,
that
protect
Iron Dome
everybody.
shit seems to work. They intercept a shitload of
Yeah, it
missiles with that damn thing, whatever
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Exactly. But we don't have it here. Why?
It would take 10 years if we started to protect our grid now.
Like,
Yeah, that I have no doubt of. Well, listen, I
I
lived
told Jerry,
in South Florida when we had Hurricane Wilma, and every single lift station for the electric was gone. When I say gone, they put them like on a big concrete pad, and then they got all these fucking whatever the hell they are on there, and that pushes the electricity through, I guess. There was nothing left on the pad. Nothing. It all blew away. I drove down to the one that I know supplied my neighborhood. There was nothing left on it. And that was a hurricane. And that was a category 3. They said it was a 4. I didn't quite believe them. But it did do that. And that was just a hurricane. Okay. So.
well, I told Jerry when Trump came out with his Space Force shit, I had this fucking dream that
Boy.
my dad has been dead for he died in 2000, right? And he called me up and said, "Hey, I got a box from the military for you." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Yeah." So I went over there. It was a box full of fucking uniforms. He goes, "They're calling you back up into service for the Space Force." I'm like, "What the fuck?" And all these weird, like, the Twilight Zone astronaut fucking uniforms. I'm like, "What the fuck is this?"
Let's see. How are you set for the storm, Jerry? It's on the East Coast. I'm almost on the Gulf. We're probably 20 miles from the Gulf. So even as it skirts up, if it continues on the same track, which it looks like it probably will, it'll hit the East Coast. But it's already slowed down now to a tropical storm. It'll pick up a little speed as it hits the ocean again. But once that thing touches land, it slows down quite a bit. We'll probably get some rain and stuff. But I'm getting my generators out tomorrow, Monday next week. I'm going to work on hooking the one up so I can backfeed it into the house. Get the other one set up so I can run the hot water heater if the shed's still there. And the water pump. And, hey, Virginia, how you doing? And, for like a couple hours at lunch and a couple hours, or a little while in the morning, a couple hours at lunch and 2-3 hours at night, we'll have TV and be able to take hot showers. Last time I just had a hose coming from outside to inside for a shower, and that sucked. This time I want hot showers. I got the equipment, it should all run. hopefully all will be well. But thank you for asking. This kind of shit, if it's on the West Coast, for some reason it seems to either hit Louisiana or it'll sometimes hit Florida in my area somewhere within 100 miles, we'll say, and bounce off it kind of, and then go up and hit Louisiana. If it goes like one time, like hurricane was like Ruth, the one it hit Florida, bounced off, and then hit Texas and almost killed everybody. Okay, it's just weird how the winds and the jet stream and all that make it move around. A couple of back in '05 or whatever it was, there was one hurricane hit the state 3 fucking times. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
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 Hit, bounce back, hit, bounce back, hit.
The one up in North Florida, that damn thing did a lot of damage. But it's either going to be, it's usually Florida, Louisiana, or it just keeps chugging through the fucking Gulf, or it picks up a lot of steam and hits Texas. So our power at Wilma was out for, I can't even pronounce the name of this one. I don't know what the fuck they're doing at the damn hurricane center, but our power was out for 13 days. I had people down here after Wilma, power was out for 6 months. Yep, 6 months.
They're calling it, it looks like Isaiah or something, but they're calling it ISIS or something.
Yeah.
It's like Isaiah.
Almost like
ISIS. What the fuck are they calling it that for?
I don't know. Maybe it's a Muslim storm. I don't know. North Carolina could get fucked with this storm. If it bounces out far enough off of Florida, it may hit North Carolina. Gets a lot of hurricanes too. There's a lot of shipwrecks off the coast of east coast of North Carolina for sure. It is going to be bad on Jerry. No, it's on the east coast. I'm on the west coast. If it hits the state and comes all the way straight at us, by the time it gets to us, we've had thunderstorms that'll be worse. So no. Nope. The hardest part is when you know it's coming. You got 5 days, okay? The first couple of days, if you either think it is or you're not sure, then it comes to problem. You got to start taking shit out and putting it everywhere and getting everything out of the way. And, and then day of, like, you got to take the truck and go park it somewhere in the middle of the property where nothing will fall on it. And I got a lot of shit hanging around it. There's only, I don't know what the fuck. I guess it's good. But so far it's been all right.
Yeah, you gotta take your fucking raccoon nemesis with you and everything.
Yeah, it's very difficult with the raccoon. Raccoon Kong. Can we call it a night?
You're the one with the raccoon problem, Matt.
Yeah, I don't have no raccoon.
Not Jared.
Yeah, I'd be mad. In the hurricane, the raccoon would be.
Yeah, I might try to ambush that fucker again tonight.
It's still better than a tornado, unless, of course, a tornado falls on you. We get tornadoes here, too. Not so much in Chiefland, but around us.
That's true.
Not like, say, for instance, the Midwest. They get tornadoes. But ours will, we get them big enough to pick up trailers and shit, because, God hates them. And they'll throw them for a while.
We get them here in Louisiana.
I want to rock you like a hurricane.
There's more shit to, I don't know. I don't know how it works with tornadoes. I've been near one. And I have no interest in seeing one.
Oh, they just show up immediately. There's no warning.
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah, the warning comes after somebody sees it. That's
Yeah.
just 1 minute it's
And
not
then it's
there.
Well, it's because a hurricane can form real fast. I mean, it's not like your tropical storm that
Yeah,
turns
but
into a hurricane. A tornado can form in a matter of minutes. You know.
yeah, and when somebody
or
sees
seconds.
it, they call
Yeah,
it
it
in.
depends on the
Once you hear the
wind.
sirens, then you got
Yeah.
like a minute and a half to get to wherever you're going and hope for the best. I mean, you've seen some of them ones a couple
Yeah.
years ago that took, or a few years ago, that took out entire towns. They were like a F4 or 5 or something. I don't think we get them here. I think they're just like little ones, but tornadoes can be bad if you're right in its path. That much I can tell you. I had one
I
pass.
had one years ago that passed right in front. I heard the noise. They say it sounds like a freight train, and believe me, it does. And me and my best friend and our daughters were living in a house in pretty much what is Tornado Alley for some reason. And this thing, it was hammering down, raining, and we heard it come. You could hear it come. And we had a trampoline, big, like this 12-foot trampoline thing, and it picked that shit up and turned it vertical, bounced it over his Eddie Bauer Explorer, hit my car, and then bounced into the neighbor's back window and shattered it, and then landed in their yard. And when I opened the door, this thing was coming right in front of something. It was, we grabbed our keys and ran because it was there. That's a scary thing.
Was that like me and you and a dog named Blue?
That was
Boo.
me and you and covering your ass. What?
Boo. A dog named Boo. Good God. Eric Jarvis said I had one pass right over me. I was under overpass. You're probably lucky he was there. They say get in a ditch. I don't know. That's why I watched that movie. What was that Tornado or whatever it was with where at the end they were holding on to a water pipe with a belt or something. I was like, yeah, an F5. It's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, a bunch of bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Virginia Pollock says a while back we had an earthquake. Wow, an earthquake. And my bed jumped and the Fort Chihuahuas freaked out with us. So freaky. Yeah, earthquake. I of all of them, I dislike the earthquake the most. They claim that's the last place you could be, but I would definitely rather be under an overpass than on top of it. Yeah. Work storm. Let's see. Kevin Beard says hit and destroyed his sister's house. Well, what are you gonna do? You're on the highway and there's an overpass and there's a tornado. What the fuck are you gonna do? I don't know. Been happy not.
I remember this is back in the early or middle '80s. I was at my dad's house. We had a big earthquake. It smashed the microwave oven glass, smashed the oven glass, cracked his pool, smashed the back sliding glass door was shattered. They had to have a home inspector come out and look for foundational damage, and they didn't think there was anything wrong. But I mean, it felt like somebody picked the house up like 3 foot and dropped the fucking thing.
Yeah, there've been people got sucked into and put down on the ground and been fine. But the thing about an tornado.
Yeah, but I mean, like a earthquake like that, if you were in a building that was like kind of ramshackle, if something like that happened, the shit gonna fall down on your ass. You know, that's how people get killed. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know. Earth, yeah, or a freaking tornado, though, if it's big enough, there's a lot of shit in tornado. Like it can take grass and straw and embed it into, boards and stuff. There's actually shit flying around in these damn things and being thrown off at a high rate of speed.
Oh yeah, it'll rip concrete foundations out the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some strong crap.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. I mean, you see videos of tornadoes hitting houses where it just strips the boards right out of them, takes nails out. It's crazy shit. I don't want to be in one. That's that much. I want to make sure everybody knows.
That's because they're probably playing with a Ouija board.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
That's
Don't move east, man. You don't go to Oklahoma. You'll believe in a week.
Well, I used to live in a tornado area back in Pennsylvania. They used to have their old time water spouts over the lake.
That too.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. Yeah.
I've seen
You
one
see how
water
Jerry
spout.
has skirted the whole Ouija board app and shit, but whatever.
Right.
We're not going to hold against.
Yeah. Okay. I've seen a water spout. Not a big one, but I've seen one in the ocean. Actually, crazy shit. Everybody was there, so.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Big tornado in the ocean.
Yeah, and then just like, it goes, and I guess it then stops. It kind of just like falls down, and like nothing happened.
And then you have the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
You have been torturing music tonight. I'm gonna tell you right now. They told us.
Talk about nightmares, Matt. You're gonna have one tonight. You're gonna have a nightmare about how to sing.
Probably being taught by a
But I
raccoon
won't
Tom.
have one about kicking ass on drums.
He probably
You'll
gonna,
see your drums turning over.
probably the reason it'd be a nightmare is his teacher will be a raccoon.
Oh shit.
I've seen plenty of water.
Yeah,
Rocky Raccoon was dead and he came from his mother. Whatever the Beatles song was, I don't remember the words.
I've seen plenty of water spouts in the Gulf here while boating from Alan McMillan. Yeah, the Gulf is big for them because the water is weird in the Gulf. And storms in the Gulf, holy shit. They will, 1 minute it'll be crystal clear sky and beautiful out, and next minute it looks like we're at the end of the world in the Gulf. I don't know how them fuckers out in them oil rigs do it.
Yeah, most of the broads I've known sing pretty big spouts too.
Yeah, before they met you.
What are water spouts? Is like a water tornado. That's what a water
Which can
spout
move
is.
on to land if they so choose.
Yeah. What it does, it's actually a tornado, but it sucks water up into it. So, and it'll either sit there, move, or and I guess they can come on land. I've never seen that, but I watched one and it lasted maybe a minute or so. I don't know. It seemed like a long time. I don't know but then it just stopped.
It's been a long time since yeah.
in Florida, you see that stuff. Living, especially one side you got the Atlantic Ocean, one side you got the Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of Mexico can be a very dangerous place. I can tell you that. I would never take a boat too far out of there, unless it was like you
I've
need.
been 300 miles out
Yeah, not
in the
me.
Gulf of Mexico.
What size
10-hour
boat?
boat ride.
What size boat?
It was a work boat, crew boat going up to a rig, an
Oh,
IMCO rig. I was working in oil field at the time,
yeah, okay.
and 8 to 10 foot seas.
Oh,
You talk
fun.
about some scary shit.
Yeah, that's fun shit right there.
Yeah, I found out I don't get seasick on that boat ride right there.
I got seasick in an Amtrak in the Marine Corps between the diesel fuel and the water coming in through the cracks and the fucking guy crossing me puking. I lost it right in my fucking helmet because everybody had a plastic bag for that. But my staff sergeant borrowed mine so his leg wouldn't get wet from the water leaking in. So I took my helmet when I got onto the LST and I threw it in the Atlantic Ocean. Had to pay for a new one. Back then they were $90. It was one of them new kind like they wear now. That sucked. My helmet's in the Atlantic Ocean somewhere off North Carolina.
Yeah, I was on this fucking work boat, like a 90-foot boat, and we're heading out, and it was piss ass storming, 8 to 10 foot seas, and we get to the rig, and oh, the best part was the one-armed boat captain.
Oh, that's
That
beautiful.
was great. Yeah, one arm to try and butt us up to the one boat that was able to tie up to the rig. So we had to butt up to the other boat and try to pull her off. And then the crane operator was being a dick and he wasn't giving enough rope to let us get off the fucking boat. And it was a debacle, believe me. 10 hours of that nonsense. 7 days I spent offshore for 2 days of work.
Well,
Good thing I got paid well.
yeah, we were in a rainstorm when this happened.
Yeah, I took a chopper back. Took an old Huey chopper, and I was sitting right on the rock. And it started pouring down raining again. And it leaking like a seal. Right? My crotch.
Yep.
Come on. Can it get any worse than it did?
Yeah, them things are either smoking or leaking. I'm telling you right now. We had when that happened to me, we were in a storm, but it wasn't like that. But the seas were like 2 foot high, so we had to stay on the LST for like 2 days because the Amtraks couldn't go in seas that high because they would just get swamped and sink, which in my opinion was not good. But I was so sick, I couldn't move, and the racks on these were like fucking old time ships, man. They just had one stacked on top. They came out of the wall, and they had canvas bottom, and you laid in there. But the guy above, you had to lay, let's see, head to feet. The guy on the bottom lay one way, and the other guy lay the opposite way. So any way you looked at it, if you were underneath,
two can chew.
yeah, any way you looked at it, if you were underneath, somebody's ass was in your face, and you couldn't turn over without getting out. Okay, and then going in that way. It's the only way you could turn over. I was so fucking sick, I didn't eat nothing, man. Oh, holy shit. Then they told me, well, get on the bottom bunk, it won't be as bad, which was a lie. They thought that shit was funny. Some funny shit. But I didn't have no helmet. Eric Driver says some hermit crab lives in Jerry's helmet now. I'd like to go find that, see if it's still there. I mean, of course, I couldn't tell you where I threw it off. I know I walked up to the ramp and threw it out into the Atlantic Ocean. I know that. Because I wasn't never going to wear it again.
Don't you guys worry.
About?
fly you guys. I'll chop you guys into the Bigfoot LZ zone. We'll be all set. Don't worry about smoking. We'll get.
Okay. I'd rather have the one-armed boat captain.
Well, you have to go, Nick.
It wasn't Saki, was it?
Fucking Saki.
He wasn't funny. Perfect, but he didn't kill me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I made it on the book. You know, when you go through 10 hours of 8 to 10 foot seas, and Jerry, I hear you. You got seasick. I didn't. But boy, I tell you what, you got the spaghetti leg. When you finally get on that rig,
yeah.
You feel like you're drunk. You feel like you are drunk as fuck.
I was
for like 2 hours.
Let's just say I was maintaining for a while because it took us a while to get out there to the LST. But when that guy directly across, I should have been just, I don't know, looking straight up or done something because I was looking at him when he just all of a sudden lost it, and that was it for me. That motherfucker
I'm not somebody that likes to see somebody else, lose their guts. But I could look away, but.
And now, if you were drunk, would you have felt normal?
No, we were out in the field for like 3 days by that time. There was no drinking. I don't know. Well, you know what it was too? You're in there, you're getting tossed around like there's nothing because these things ain't, they're, I guess, seaworthy in calm seas, but otherwise, there's not a lot of stability in them. And you're inside of this thing with the hatches above you closed, and you're literally, I remember I was probably about 3 foot from the fucking diesel engine, and it's enclosed, but that's all you smell in there is the diesel fuel. So that didn't help.
Oh, yeah. It's like going to a rig and going into the engine room. That's the most horrible smell you will ever have in your life.
Yeah. And then when it's regular, like in the sunny day, you're riding around or whatever, or you're in the water, I mean, the diesel fuel didn't bother me at all. It didn't bother anybody. I've slept in these things at night because it was too cold to sleep outside, and with 30 other guys. No, 25 probably. And they turn the engines on like every hour to keep the batteries charged up so they didn't freeze. And it would actually warm up the inside for about 15 minutes, but them fucking things were not airtight, so the heat would just go away in like 5 minutes. But never bothered anybody. But goddamn, that day was not fun. They called everybody from Chow. I says, if anybody touches me, I'm going to have to kill him. There was water sloshing
it's like
around.
The mud pits.
Oh yeah, and all on the LST.
The mud pits. There's so much chemical in that crap. It's beautiful.
All the LST throughout, all the toilets backed up because just there'd be just the Navy using it, and then they'd bring us aboard, and it was the whole regiment. So all the toilets backed up on the LST. So that was fun too. You couldn't shower because you were walking through toilet water and whatever else. They didn't have no pump to pump it out, or something happened. I don't know. It was like 2 inches. It was in general a fun day. I think the LST was from like Vietnam, and this was like 1986. So that ought to tell you something. And they're flat bottoms, so if any kind of 2 to 4 foot seas to make that thing kind of toss around a bit. So, I don't miss that.
Yeah. 8 to 10 is not good either.
No,
Believe
8 to 10 sucks. Sorry. I don't. 90-foot boat's pretty good, but 8 to 10 foot, that 90-foot boat gets shorter. It does.
me. Oh, it's jumping and jumping, jumping for 10 hours between waves.
Not being airtight with diesel fumes probably saved your life, Jerry. I didn't care that day, Alan. After that happened, and I looked in my helmet and saw my own puke,
Now
I didn't
sit
care
right
anymore.
back and I'll tell you a tale of a fateful trip.
Okay. You really are so bad. Eric's cat's gonna run away again.
I try.
I know. I know.
A 3 hour tour. A 3 hour tour.
Try 10 hours. Your song will change.
Did they have like a cabin for you to be in? I guess 90 foot. Yeah, you were inside it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sitting on some pleather bench that had no straps to hold me on. You just had to hold on to where you could,
Right.
not fly off.
Yeah, that sounded like a cattle car to me. They used to put us in the back of these tractor trailers. There'd be two benches down the middle and one on each side. It was just big enough to where you couldn't fit on it with a pack on your back. And even without it, it was like I don't know, 8 inches wide or some shit. So it was most uncomfortable fucking thing you ever sat on, and it was just wood packed in there with 80 fucking guys and no air. Oh, let's go for a ride. Okay.
Yeah.
Except there weren't no 10-foot seas, so at least there was that. I have to say, I wouldn't like that at all.
That was my first trip offshore. 300 miles out. 10 hours of that bullshit.
8 miles high. And do.
This is the worst trip I've ever been on. Yeah, I have a rule when boating. If there's rain coming out of the sky, I sit at home. I find that to be safe. Funny that way.
Well, they wouldn't send a chopper, so I had to take the boat. That was my only choice because the company said, get your ass out there because they have a problem. Oh, and get this. I had to go there to pick up what we call the satellite box on the mud pits because some jackass decided he was going to start pressure washing and cut the strap dots off the satellite box, which was connected to fiber optics. So he laid it over the rail and cut the signal.
Ah.
So it wasn't recalled.
Mm.
All that for that.
Listen, did this
And I had
boat
to stay out there 7 days.
did this boat have like lifeboats on it?
The rig? Yeah.
No, I
Not
thought.
the boat I was on going there.
Really? What was you supposed to do? Put on a life jacket and kiss your ass goodbye? I'm not sure a lifeboat be too good in 10-foot seas either, but
Pretty much. The workboats don't have lifeboats on them. Because the workboat is your lifeboat. That's it. That's all you got.
Alan McMillan says a 26-foot yacht I bought looks like the SS Minnow from Gilligan's Island. I hope my maiden voyage turns out better than their 3-hour tour. You got a 20-foot, 6-foot yacht? Alan, my friend, how you doing? All right.
You got a movie star?
A bass boat or a bayliner?
I don't know. I had a 21-foot Rankin Seamaster cuddy cabin once. That's a pretty nice boat. That thing had moved too. Had a freaking Volvo engine in it, but it was in and out. And them things are such a pain in the ass to work on. If you got to pull the engine out and all that shit, it's a pain in the ass. I sold it. My neighbor hated it because I parked it right next to my house, which was next to his house. He hated it, which made me park it there more often. Which of our hosts will be your skipper? We'll put Matt in charge. It'd be like Kurt Russell in that movie. What the hell was that called? Pirates of the Caribbean or some shit.
I'm the pilot. I'm not the skipper. I'm a pilot.
Well, the pilot, you don't drive a boat.
Pilot there.
Yeah, but you don't drive a boat. You pilot a boat. So you could do it. We could give it to Nick. He has experience. Wouldn't want to give it to me. The only experience I got is throwing up.
I can drive a boat.
Oh, anybody can do that.
Boats.
Well, I know you got to steer a boat backwards. I mean, you steer right to go left and left to go right, but that's about all I know about boats.
Let's see. I have a little Zodiac we take out. It's fun. In my heyday, a 20-foot Doral. What the hell is a Zodiac? Is that one of them tiny?
That was a serial killer up in the San Francisco area back in the 70s.
Yeah, I think it's one of them. Does it have a motor? It's one of them like tiny boats, like a Matchbox boat for two people. It's got a motor in it.
No, it's a rubber thing that the military use.
Oh, okay. That's cool. I sold my boat. I reckon I might get a canoe.
Because it was rolling down the river.
Kevin wants a canoe. I guess he wants to be Indian. If I have a boat, see, this is the deal. I don't want to do a lot of work. I want to sit there and, just drive it along slowly and enjoy the sights or whatever, It's a 72 Trojan Sea Raider. God damn, I can't see. That is listed as a yacht, but believe me, it's not the Hollywood version of a yacht. Yeah, well, it don't matter. How does it have a stateroom in it or something? You just described backing up.
Jerry can't see because he was blinded by the light.
I never owned a boat.
Like a douche, another runner in the night.
Eric says he never owned a boat. That's your best plan, Eric. The best day of your life is when you buy a boat, and the next best day of your life is when you sell it. Because a boat is a hole in the water where all your money goes. But boats have this pull, man, and I don't know. We live right by the Swanee River. You can go anywhere off the Swanee River. You really need a short shaft because there's so much seaweed on the river that you got a long shaft. The damn motor.
That rules me out then.
Yeah, the propeller gets clogged up with seaweed and shit. But my little boat, I can drive it to the water.
No, I usually only got clogged up with seaweed.
Okay, we have to go. I'm too tired for this. It has been a very long day. And I do appreciate everybody who came by. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of insanity. It's the best I can say. I know I've enjoyed it. I've gotten plenty of laughs at it. So I want to thank Matt and Nick for that. but I got shit to do tomorrow. So, Matt, you got any last words?
No, I think I've used most of them.
Oh, God. Okay, Alan, that's cool. Anyway, Nick, you got any last words for tonight? Or did you use up all yours too?
Don't buy a boat. It's a pain in the ass, believe me.
No, you probably
It's
best,
a lot of expense.
if you're going to buy a boat, buy a small one.
Yeah, mine was it was a 15.5 foot Alumacraft with a 25 horse Yamaha. Ran like a champ. Just a fishing boat, bass boat. But, it becomes a pain in the ass after a while. It's a lot of maintenance.
Yeah, you got to change out the impeller all the time, and once or twice a year, depending on how much you use it, because they're made of fucking plastic, and they warp out
and
on
mine
you.
had the center console with the steering wheel and the, automatic shift, and had to change out all the cables and everything in the back.
Yeah.
It's a pain. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got to keep it cleaned on the inside,
what I paid for.
Covered up.
Yeah.
Try to keep it out of the sun.
What I paid for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rewired it, sold it for what I paid for it to my nephew in law.
The good news is, like, rewiring them and stuff and recabling them normally isn't that hard. Like, I didn't have a center console. You had to run it down inside the hull, the cables and everything. If you had a snake or something like that, it worked pretty good. But I wired all the extra stuff I put on, I wired myself. It wasn't that hard. Lights, all that kind of shit. It's just, it does. You got to keep changing. You got to, and when you go in the water, you come out, you got to put it in a damn tub to clean out the engine. And, it's not just let's get on the boat and go, come home and go in the house. Yeah, got to charge the battery all the time, unless you got a generator board.
Mm-hmm. Because I had a live well, keeping the sump pumps up, and
clean
the whole 9 yards.
Yeah,
a lot of expense.
And clean, and the motor's got to be dipped in fresh water when you get back to clean it out. Otherwise, the tubes get clogged up. It's a big pain in the ass. Can't start it without the water.
You better burn out the gas. You better burn out the gas before you pull it out the water.
Yep.
You're gonna have a problem.
Yep, that's another thing. Like, they had it set up, this boat, when I got it, where the extra gas tank went right next to the fucking battery, which I got to tell you, probably would be fine, but just never did trust that. So
that's how mine was. I had 2 batteries.
Yeah.
One to run the motor, and then one to run sump pump and aerator and the trolling motor. So I had deep marine bat to run all that other shit, and then the cranking battery to run the motor.
I just had one battery ran everything.
It's a big expense.
I had one battery ran everything.
Mine definitely.
I didn't have a sump.
The way it was.
And I had 2 live wells in the back, 2 in the front, but I didn't have a sump. But I wanted to actually rip it apart and rebuild it, but it's just never any time around here for some fucking reason. Anyway, I'm gonna go. So you guys, have a great night.
I hear you.
And I hope you enjoy your boat there, Ellen. I really do. I know we talk bad about it, but you know what? They are fun. There's no doubt of that. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I don't know how much experience you got. Maybe you have. If you get a chance, make sure you ram as hard as possible in fucking jet skiers, because I hate them motherfuckers. They're the worst people on the water. The absolute worst fucking people on the water is the jet skiers, especially the kids on them. All right, but kill a few for me if you wouldn't mind. Yeah, these guys are no boat salesmen, that's for sure. No, you probably have a good time on it, man. You probably
Not at all.
no, no, but
Been there, done that.
some people love boats and think people like us are nuts. Okay, a lot of those people are able to afford to have people do shit for them. Like they can bring it in, or somebody comes to their house and change the bottom end oil and do this and that and other. Okay, I was not one of those people. I could have spent a week and a half getting the boat ready just for all kinds of stupid shit. Great. Then you got to take care of the trailer too. And then fucking lights they put on these trailers all leak, so you got to change the bulbs in them every fucking time. And in about 2 months, you got to change the lights out.
Yeah.
So, and then of course your wheel bearings, you got to constantly, even with the covers on them, you got to take them apart and fucking re-grease them because the grease gets all freaking wrapped up.
Pump them.
Yeah.
Make sure they got service.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that shit. So, you know, I was happy to get rid of mine. Mine had extra long tongue on it and everything. It was pretty good. Backing it up was a lot easier. It's great. But I'm okay with not having it. I may just buy some fish and look at that for a while. I don't know, fish tank, you know. Anyway, guys, you have a great night. Go to the fish
store and buy some fish.
Yeah, I may do that. I don't know. Just, you know, some tropical fish. Oh, look, honey, we'll throw some sand on the floor. I'll be good. All right. I've owned boats my whole life. Jet skiers are a menace. Yes, they need to be killed. When I was down on the Indian River down in Vero Beach, Florida, I had that 21-foot cuddy cabin, and I wanted them dead. Completely and totally fucking dead. My wife wouldn't let me kill them. Bastard. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Thank you, everybody. I hope everybody has a good rest of their weekend. Let's see where we're at here. Okay, so thanks for watching, guys. Good night.